Hi, I'm Chris McBrien.
And I'm Derek Myers.
Here at Pop Goes Your World, we've received a lot of great feedback on how much people enjoy the trivia segments that we do at the end of every episode.
So we've decided to go back and put together compilations of the Fun with Yancey and Fun with Caveman segments we've done over the years as a set of bonus episodes.
We hope you enjoy the fun. Episode 128, TV shows ripe for reboot.
Fun with Caveman.
Okay, so we talked about TV show reboots, but reboots in general are a big thing, and that includes movie reboots. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the year and the synopsis of a movie, okay? And all you need to do is name the movie. The key thing is that every movie on this list is a reboot. Now, the thing to keep in mind is it could be a reboot of an old movie, or it could be a reboot of an old TV show. But every movie is a reboot. So you got that?
Okay.
That's pretty easy, right?
TV or movie. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
It could be. So I'm going to give you the year and a synopsis, okay? So 2014. The heroes get into another battle with their enemy, the Shredder, who has acquired new allies, the mutant thugs Bebop and Rocksteady, and the alien being Krang.
That would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Congratulations. Yes, it's a reboot of the 1990 film of the same name. Okay, 2014. I'm going to stick with that year. In 2028 Detroit, when Alex Murphy, a loving husband, father, and good cop, is critically injured in the line of duty, the multinational conglomerate Omnicorp sees their chance for a part man, part robot police officer.
So that would be RoboCop. And I got to admit, I really like the RoboCop reboot.
Oh, really? I didn't even know it existed.
Has Gary Oldman in it, if I remember correctly.
Didn't even know it existed until I researched this part. You know,
I really liked it. It was an interesting reimagining of that franchise. I liked it a lot.
No, I just remember the movie from '87. Okay, 2001. A man and his 10 accomplices plan to rob 3 Las Vegas casinos simultaneously.
Yeah, in the original, it was 5 casinos, and that is Ocean's 11.
That's right. The original was a 1960 film with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr.
It's good. If you
Henry Silva. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say if you're a fan of the new one and you've never seen the old one, do yourself a favor and watch it. I mean, it's obviously dated because it takes place in I think the 60s, but it was quite good and it really had a lot of good shots of old Vegas. And if you're like me and you like Vegas, like it's a blast from the past. It was a lot of fun.
And if you're a fan of SCTV from the 80s, you have to see the spoof that they did called Maudlin's 11 with Sammy Maudlin and William B. William and all those guys. Anyway. Okay, 2018. All new stuff for you. You're going to love this.
Yeah, I was going to say reboots are a new thing. So these are all going to be in the last
it's right in your wheelhouse. Okay, 2018. The fiercely independent daughter of a missing adventurer must push herself beyond her limits when she discovers the island where her father, Lord Richard Croft, Dominic West, disappeared.
Was that Lara Croft Tomb Raider?
It was Tomb Raider, yes. The reboot of the 2001 film Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure, and then you said her father, blah, 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 Croft. And I'm like, okay,
that's it. Yeah. Okay, 1998. A giant reptilian monster surfaces, leaving destruction in its wake as it strides into New York City. To stop it, an earthworm scientist, his reporter ex-girlfriend, and other unlikely heroes team up to save their city.
Yeah, this starred Matthew Broderick and John Reno from The Professional, a movie we did not too long ago. Yep. This was the remake of Godzilla.
Yes, rebooted from the 1954 film.
Not good, but I remember working at Blockbuster Video when this came out.
It was a hit.
This was a huge hit. We sold so many cassettes of the Godzilla movie. It was crazy. I might actually still have a copy somewhere.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I guess I could give it that. Okay.
The end was kind of weak, but the first hour was okay. It was the last hour that really sucked.
All right, 2018. A musician helps a young singer find fame as age and alcoholism send his own career into a downward spiral.
Yep. Oscar nominated A Star is Born. Remade for the 4th time.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was actually, I think, rebooted for the 5th time because there was, no, you're right, maybe 4th, because it was in 1976 and in 1954.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, and 1937 as well, All Stars Born. Okay.
I had to watch the original, the 1930, would you say 37?
37.
I had to watch that one of my film classes at university, and that was the first one I ever saw of that. I've seen them all, but that was the first one I ever saw.
Very cool. Okay, 2017. An ancient Egyptian princess is awakened from her crypt beneath the desert, bringing with her malevolence grown over millennia and terrors that defy human comprehension.
I'm going to guess that it's The Mummy.
It is the one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
it was a
that's what I was
reboot.
thinking of.
Yeah, the reboot of the 1999
Never saw
Brendan
it.
Fraser vehicle.
Never saw it. My wife watched it and said it was terrible.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, okay, I trust your judgment. I'm not wasting 2 hours of my life.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
The Brendan Fraser one was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Yeah. What was the remake of that one? Was it the Scorpion King with the?
That was the sequel, Scorpion King. Yeah, they made
crappy
three in that original Brendan Fraser franchise. The first one was good. The second one was okay. I never saw the third one. I heard it was crap, and it just looked crappy, so I didn't waste my time. Mm-hmm. But there was a book called The Mummy by Anne Rice, who wrote The Interview with the Vampire, and I thought that the movie with Brendan Fraser was going to be based on that book. So I remember reading the book before the movie and going, wow, this book is great. And then going to Brendan Fraser one going, this is nothing like the book.
I just remember on a previous podcast when Yancey was on, and we were talking about the Scorpion King, and it's like the worst CGI of all time.
Oh, it's really bad,
so
yeah.
Okay, keeping in your wheelhouse. 2018, Laurie Strode confronts her longtime foe, the masked figure who has haunted her since she narrowly escaped his killing spree 4 decades ago.
That sounds like a horror movie, which I have no love for. I have no idea. Doesn't sound familiar. I don't know horror movies, so I have no idea.
It's Halloween, the reboot of the 1978 film.
I thought the Halloween guy was Michael Myers.
Yeah, it was. I didn't mention his name.
Oh,
He was the masked figure, right?
Oh,
He wore the William Shatner mask.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go back to 1978 for this one.
Sorry,
okay?
the remake is 1978?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So when seeds drift to Earth from space, mysterious pods begin to grow and invade a small town, replicating the residents one body at a time.
Did this reboot star Jurassic Park star Jeffrey Goldblum?
Yes, it did.
Yes, then this would be Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes, it would be. Yes,
Never seen the remake. Saw the original in film school. Same class I had to watch Star is Born.
Did you watch the original from 56 with Kevin McCarthy? Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of the greatest science fiction films ever made.
Yep.
Talk about mass hysteria and stuff like that. And it really played on the communist thing and all that. Anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, 2005. Working class New York bus driver Ralph Cramden is always coming up with get-rich-quick schemes for him and his best friend Ed Norton, who's always around to help him get in and out of trouble.
Sorry, this was a movie?
Yes.
Okay, well, that sounds like The Honeymooners.
It is.
They made a movie of The Honeymooners.
They made a movie in 2005.
In 2005?
Yeah, it was like an all-black cast. It was just terrible.
Who gives a crap in 2005 about The Honeymooners?
I know. Well, that's why I bombed.
How did it do? It obviously didn't do very well. I have no idea they made it.
Bombed.
Okay.
I think it was like Cedric the Entertainer or something like that in it. It was just
okay.
awful.
I could see him as Ralph Cramden, but just that whole concept of the Ralph Cramden character is so dated from the 50s.
I know. Oh well, go figure.
I was threatening to beat up his wife. That's not funny.
I know. Okay, 2011. When a nice new neighbor moves in next door, Charlie discovers that he's an ancient vampire who preys on the community. Can he save his neighborhood from the creature with the help of the famous vampire killer, Peter Vincent?
Nice. Yeah, I know this one. So it is Fright Night.
Yes.
And one of the reasons I know this is Colin Farrell plays the vampire in the remake.
Have you seen the remake?
Oh, I have.
Oh,
and
God,
it's
I haven't
David
seen it.
Tennant as Peter Vincent. And David Tennant's wearing like this tight leather outfit in it. Like he looks like he's right out of like a goth movie. And it has Anton Yelchin, who was Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot, as the main kid. And so there's this line in the movie, like the movie's very self-aware that it's a reboot. And there's a lot of like wink, wink jokes that if you know the original, they do nothing short of look at the camera and nod at you when they do these like self jokes. And there's one where he's talking about his buddy, and he's like, oh yeah, this is my neighbor. And he's like, oh yeah, who's that? He's like, oh, his name is Jerry. And he's like, Jerry's a terrible vampire name. And so my wife Kay and I, whenever we were watching any show, it could be the local news, and someone says, and the character's name is Jerry, we both look at each other and go, Jerry's a terrible vampire name. It's like this big inside joke in my house. So yeah.
Have you ever seen the original though?
Oh, like about 30 times.
Oh, the original is so good. So
it is really good. Chris Sarandon as the vampire, and the guy from Planet of the Apes, isn't he the Peter Vincent?
Yes, it's Roddy McDowall. Yeah, Roddy McDowall. One of it was hands down.
The guy from Gremlins. He was the main male lead, right?
No, it was not. It was what was his name? It escapes me right now. It was not the guy from Gremlins.
Are you sure? I thought it was. And the girl was definitely Amanda Beers from Married with Children.
Beers from Married with Children.
And,
that's correct.
And the Buddy Evil. I knew him from some other movies too. But yeah, no, that one I saw not too long ago. And some of it didn't hold up as well, but no, I really liked it. And the remake was not bad. If you knew the original as well as we did, I had a lot of fun with the remake.
Yeah, the original Fright Night was great. Like I said, Amanda Beers was in it, and Roddy McDowall, his best performance. The guy that did Evil, he went on to do gay porn.
Oh, my.
Really?
We'll just discount him. Yep. Okay, so the last one. So you've done really, really well here.
I think I've only missed the Halloween one was the only one I didn't know.
So I'm going to go back to 1978, though.
Oh, my God.
The one that tripped you up. We'll see about this one. Okay, a Los Angeles Rams quarterback accidentally taken away from his body by an overanxious angel before he was meant to die returns to life in the body of a recently murdered millionaire.
Oh, I just asked you this question. You pulled that right off Wikipedia, because there was one of the trivias we did like 2 episodes ago. It was the body swapping.
Yep.
The big trivia. I used that was you
got to remember the movie.
Richard Gere was in it, right?
No,
Warren Beatty. I always get Warren Beatty and Richard Gere mixed up. It'll come to me. Heaven Can Wait.
Yes. It was Heaven Can Wait, and it was a reboot of the 1941 film Here Comes Mr. Jordan. Episode 129, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Movie Review.
Fun with Caveman.
Okay, so it's over to you. I made the movie pick, so what have you got for me from a trivia or a fun point of view?
Yeah, so before we jump into that, I just want to point out, so I'm looking at Robert Zemeckis, the director of this movie. I'm looking at his filmography here. And it occurred to me that this is now the 3rd Zemeckis movie that's been reviewed on this podcast. You and Yancey did Contact and Back to the Future before this, did you not?
Yes, I didn't know that he directed Contact.
Yeah, so this would be his 3rd one on the list. And I'm looking, sort of going, would there be? He also did Forrest Gump and Castaway, both movies I love. So maybe some point down the road we may do one of those, but
he's a pretty good director, obviously.
He's a very good director. I'm looking at his list here, and it's like I've seen a lot of his movies, and the ones that I've seen for the most part I really enjoyed. So anyway, that was just a side note. I thought I would bring that up. Okay, so as we've mentioned here, we're going into the trivia part. Mm-hmm. This is not the first time that you've had a movie with live people and cartoons interacting. There have certainly been movies where you have people live action and then it will like cut to a cartoon. So like I even said during the conversation a half hour ago, sometimes you'll have like a character falls asleep and there's a dream sequence and the dream is all animated or something like, or the guy's watching a TV show and suddenly the TV comes to life within the set and it's very contained. But we have had some good and some not so good examples of animation like this where they directly interact with the live performances. Some good, some bad, some memorable, some forgettable. I've got a few here, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and you got to try and figure out which movie we're talking about.
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
These are movies that have actual cartoons interacting with people.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Some of these are super easy, super obvious, super right on the nose, and I'm going to be
I'm going to have no idea. Yeah.
But I found a few that are a little more challenging, or I tried to play with the wording a bit to maybe try and just mask a tiny hint. And most of these are older because the newer ones are all computer, and I tried to stay away from that because I wanted ones that were actually cartoons, old school draw-em-out cartoons, not computer cartoons.
Okay.
So with that in mind, nice, easy law ball right over the plate for you on the first one. You ready here?
Sure, go for it.
Tell me the name of this movie. A magical nanny employs music and adventure to help two neglected children become closer to their father.
It's Mary Poppins.
It is indeed.
Yes, yeah, there's like the penguins and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, easy one.
Nice, easy one. Okay, here's another relatively easy one. Cartoon characters recruit a minor league baseball player to help them win a basketball tournament.
Oh, that's one of Yancey's favorite movies of all time, Space Jam?
It is Space Jam.
Yes.
Wow, really? This is his favorite movie.
Yeah, he loves that movie. I remember him talking about that over and over.
The whole joke was that the at this point in real life, this was from 1996. Michael Jordan, arguably the best basketball player ever, had retired from basketball and decided he wanted to be a baseball player, and that's worked right into the premise of the movie, where all the best basketball players of the time are turned into animated monsters to play for the bad guys' basketball team, and then the heroes are like, well, Michael Jordan wasn't taken because he's a baseball player now. So
that's right. With the Chicago White Sox. I remember I had his upper deck card. Yep. Yeah,
I honestly don't remember the specifics, but I remember seeing Space Jam when it first came out because I was working at Blockbuster Video around that time. Saw it once. It's much like this movie. I'm just like, meh, okay, whatever. Didn't really care for it. Not my jam. No pun intended. All right. I've never seen this movie, so this question comes right out of the research from the IMDb, so hopefully I've got it right here.
All
okay.
right.
The title character's wish to become a fish is granted when he falls into the water at Coney Island. With the help of his underwater friends, he helps the U.S. Navy locate and sink Nazi U-boats in 1941.
I remember this was Don Knotts, and it was the incredible Mr. Limpet. Yes, I remember that. I remember watching that on TV with my mom when I was a kid. She was like, "Oh, you got to watch this movie, son," and we watched it. And I thought it was pretty dumb, but I remember watching it with my mother growing up. Yeah.
All right. This one might be a little more difficult for you because it's a little newer, but you have kids, so maybe you've seen it. Okay. The animated title character and his best friend leave home to track down a stolen crown. A memorable encounter with David Hasselhoff was featured prominently in the movie's trailer. Name the movie.
Oh, this almost seems familiar to me, but I cannot think of it off the top of my head. I don't know.
It was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that now. Yes.
Okay, next one. This one I think you might get. It's a little older.
Okay.
An orphan boy and his best friend Elliot, who is a larger-than-life cartoon character, moved to Maine and live in a lighthouse. Don't confuse this movie's title with the well-known Peter, Paul, and Mary song.
Is that Pete's Dragon?
It is Pete's.
Yes. Didn't they remake that again just the last couple of years? And I was like, no, you got to go back and watch the one from the 70s.
Honestly, don't remember.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. This is a little bit of a longer question. I'm going to ask you to name two movies. To get full points, I need both movies answered correctly. And I honestly think you're going to miss both of them.
I shall do my best.
All right. In 2001, that's why I think you're going to miss this. In 2001, Brendan Fraser played a cartoonist who comes face to face with his own animated creation after suffering a head injury. 2 years later, Brendan Fraser starred alongside Warner Brothers' most recognizable cartoons and a tremendous cast of character actors and comedians. Name both movies.
George of the Jungle?
Nope.
Nope, that I'm wrong on both. Okay. I have no idea.
Okay. Hey, this was a little bit of a tough one. I thought one of them you would get for sure. That's why I threw the two-parter. So the first one is called Monkey Bone from 2001.
Never heard of it.
The second one is from 2003, Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah. And that I figured you might have said like the Looney Tunes movie, which I probably would have given you, but anyway. No marks on that one. Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I think you're going to get. An apprentice witch, 3 kids, and a cynical magician search for the missing component to a magic spell that's to be used in the defense of Britain during World War II.
One more time?
An apprentice witch,
Okay.
3 kids, and a cynical magician search for the missing component to a magic spell that's to be used in the defense of Britain in World War II.
I have no idea.
It was from 1971. It was called Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Oh, I've never seen that movie. I've heard of it, but I've
You've
never
heard
seen
of it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember seeing it as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my. This is a movie I enjoy more so for the soundtrack than the movie, but animated bombshell Hollywood, played by Kim Basinger, transports a cartoonist into her animated world with a scheme to seduce him and bring herself to life. Her nemesis is the only other human among the cartoons, a lawman played by Brad Pitt.
I've never seen this movie, but I've heard of it. Isn't it Cool World?
It is
Yes.
Cool World.
I've
Cool
never
World
seen it.
had a super amazing soundtrack. It was awesome. The movie was just so-so.
I just remember it in my mind of being like live action and cartoon mixed together.
Yeah.
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 Never saw it though.
All right. That was pretty good. You got most of them. You only missed a couple. And,
Yeah, the Brendan Fraser one really got me. I didn't know.
Yeah,
one
that
at
was
all.
sort of my whole card. I didn't think you were going to get that one. Sorry, bud. I had to throw a couple of newer ones in there because some of our listeners would have actually known those movies, including probably anyone who worked with me at Blockbuster, because that's the kind of crap we watched back then.
There you go. Episode 130, Memento movie review.
Fun with Caveman.
All right, Derek, non-linear storytelling. It's been a cinematic device for a while, right? We saw it here in this movie with Memento. All the movies in tonight's trivia have non-linear storytelling as part of the movie. Either the story goes back and forth, or there's flashbacks, or things go backwards, or whatever.
Okay.
Any of those kind of plot devices. So it's going to make it simple. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll give you the year and the synopsis. All you have to do is name the film.
Okay.
You got
Sounds
it?
simple, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
it's going to
easy.
be more complicated than I expect it to be.
Nice and easy, but all these movies have non-linear storytelling aspects to them.
Okay.
So that's kind of a giveaway, okay?
All right.
1941. Following the death of a publishing tycoon, reporters scramble to uncover the meaning of his final utterance.
Rosebud. This would be
Yes.
Citizen Kane by Orson Welles.
Of course it is. Starting with an easy one. Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, and that was one of the first movies ever that had that non-linear storytelling, right?
Yep.
All right, here's an easy one. 1992. When a simple jewelry heist goes horribly wrong, the surviving criminals begin to suspect that one of them is a police informant.
Yep. So, again, we already mentioned Pulp Fiction. This is Reservoir Dogs by Tarantino.
Of course it is. Congratulations. All right, 1997. A 17-year-old aristocrat falls in love with a kind but poor artist above a luxurious, ill-fated cruise ship.
Is that Titanic?
It is Titanic.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, lots of back and forth in that one, if you remember. Okay, 2004. When their relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories.
Yes. Yeah, this is Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind. Geez, who was the director? Was it the Coen brothers?
It doesn't
No.
matter. It's Eternal.
Was it Farrelly brothers? It was, I can't remember, but that was the movie.
Yeah, it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. Jim Carrey and
Yeah.
the girl from Titanic whose name escapes me.
Kate Winslet.
There you go.
2003. After awakening from a 4-year coma, a former assassin wreaks vengeance on the team of assassins who betrayed her.
Oh. Are we going back to Tarantino? Is this Kill Bill Volume 1?
It is Kill Bill Volume 1. Very
Tarantino loves this storytelling
He sure
technique.
does.
He's
doesn't he?
mastered it.
Yeah. Okay, 1998. A London woman's love life and career both hinge, unknown to her, on whether or not she catches a train. We see
Yeah.
it both ways in parallel.
Yeah, I love this movie. Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow. Do you ever watch this movie, Chris?
Never seen it.
It was good. We may have to do it on a future pod. It was really good.
Yeah, you have to nominate that one for sure. 1995. A sole survivor tells of the twisty events leading up to a horrific gun battle on a boat, which began when 5 criminals met at a seemingly random police lineup.
Nice. Yeah, this was The Usual Suspects.
That is correct.
Yeah, love this movie. These are all great movies.
Oh, yeah. 1996. At the close of World War II, a young nurse tends to a badly burned plane crash victim. His past is shown in flashbacks, revealing an involvement in a fateful love affair.
Yeah. Based on the book by Michael Ondaatje, Canadian. This is The English Patient.
It is The English Patient, correct.
Yep.
1977. Neurotic New York comedian Alvy Singer falls in love with a ditzy but lovable woman.
Alvy Singer. Why is this name familiar? Alvy Singer. Oh, beat out Star Wars for Best Picture. Annie Hall.
That's correct. Yes.
Here we go.
Mentioned this on the podcast before, too. 1990. Mourning his dead child, a haunted Vietnam War veteran attempts to uncover his past while suffering from a severe case of dissociation. To do so, he must decipher reality and life from his own dreams, delusions, and perceptions of death.
This sounds like a horror movie, not a genre I'm big on. I have no idea. Does not sound familiar at all.
It's Jacob's Ladder.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay. 2008. A teenager reflects on his life after being accused of cheating on a popular game show.
A teenager, you say?
Yes.
2008. Wow. I'm thinking I should know this, but
You
you
should.
know what? Nothing's coming to me. I don't know.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire. Oh, of course. Another Best Picture Oscar. Oh
Yes.
my God. That was, and again, another great movie.
Another
by
good
Danny
one.
Boyle.
Yep. 1998. After a botched money delivery, a woman has 20 minutes to come up with 100,000 Deutschmarks.
Well, Deutschmarks would imply German. 98, Germany. Jeez, I have no idea. Doesn't sound familiar.
Run, Lola, Run.
Never saw it.
Oh, God, it's a good movie.
I heard it's really good. Yeah,
Oh,
no, I've
it's
never
so
seen it.
good. I'll have to nominate that one for you. Even though
Yeah.
it took place after 1989, I'll nominate that for you sometime.
Okay. Yeah.
A couple more. 1984. A former Prohibition-era Jewish gangster returns to the Lower East Side of Manhattan over 30 years later, where he once again must confront the ghosts and regrets of his old life.
So I think I know the answer to this, and if it's the one I'm thinking of, I literally just started watching it this week, and I got an hour into this 4-hour movie and went, not for me. Is the answer Once Upon a Time in America?
The answer is Once Upon a Time in America. Congratulations.
I'd
Yes.
never seen it. Sergio Leone
Yep.
and what's his name? Robert De Niro.
Yep.
I'm looking at the cast list going, this cast is amazing. And I watched the first hour and I was just like, oh my God, this is so slow and boring. It was 3 hours and 50 some odd minutes. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. It's taking up too much room on my recorder. Delete. I'm done.
Okay, a couple more for you. 1970. A man is trying desperately to be certified insane during World War II so he can stop flying missions.
Wow. Wow. Sorry, what was the year again? 72?
1970.
1970. Wow. It sounds so familiar. No, I don't know.
Based on the book by Joseph Heller, Catch-22.
Never seen it. Never read the book. Never seen it. I didn't know that's what that was about.
And this last one, from 1997. A bus crash in a small town brings a lawyer to the town to defend the families, but he discovers that everything is not what it seems.
Canadian film. And
It
this is one of the
is.
very first movies I ever bought on DVD, The Sweet Hereafter.
Oh, it was so good with Ian Holm. And just as a tie
super
back
good.
to the original thing that we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, Ian Holm was in Time Bandits. Episode 131, Political Films.
Fun with Caveman.
Well, there's nothing more political than a presidential election in the United States. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay? Can I make this really easy for you? I'm going to mention the year of a presidential election. And I want you to name me the film that was number one at the box office that year, and also name the film that won the Best Picture Oscar.
Holy cow.
You got two chances for each year to get points. I'm going to give you 12 years in total, 24 total points. You're an Oscar trivia guru.
Well,
all right?
I think I'm okay, but I think I'm going to, if the over and under in this was, sorry, how many questions? 12 questions, 2 points, so 24 points.
Exactly.
If we put the over and under at 12 and a half, I think under is probably a safe bet on this one.
No, I don't know. I think you're pretty good. I mean, like I say, you're an Oscar trivia guru. So
but I mix up the years a lot. So.
I'm going to expect that you're going to get all of those right. So if you can just get like half of the box office champs, that'll give you 18 points.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Yeah.
But I tell you what, if you get 15, if you even get 15, you get to win a prize. And the prize is, I'm going to send you a copy of Batman number 568, Fruit of the Earth.
Okay. A little inside joke there? Sure.
Yeah, because I know that you need that one, and I got it for you, so I'll mail it to you. Okay, so I'm going to give you the year of a presidential election. You name the Oscar winner for Best Picture and the domestic box office champion from that year, okay?
Okay.
It's super easy, all right? We're going to start with 2016. What was Best Picture of 2016?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Okay, so we're in. So it would only been a few years ago. Was it Moonlight?
It was Moonlight, correct.
Okay, good.
Very
I almost
good.
said La La Land. I'm like, no, wait, no. Okay, Moonlight.
What was the number one film at the box office that year, though? It wasn't Moonlight.
Was it one of the Star Wars movies? Was it maybe The Force Awakens?
No, it was Finding Dory.
No,
Finding Dory, 486 million. All right,
Okay.
2012. Barack Obama won his second term that year. What was the Best Picture Oscar of 2012?
I don't know. The Artist.
No, close. It was Argo.
Oh, right.
Any idea what film was number one at the box office in 2012?
2012.
One of your movies.
2012. Was it The Avengers?
It was The Avengers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I almost said one of the Marvel hero movies for 2016, but I was like, no, I didn't think that was right.
You can just pretty much go with any of the Marvel Comics movies, and it'll be one of them. Okay, what was the Best Picture Oscar of 2008?
I have no idea. No clue.
It was Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
Slumdog Millionaire. Any idea what the number one movie at the box office was that year? I'll give you a hint. It was a Christopher Nolan film.
Oh, was it Batman Returns?
No, close. It was The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
It was The Dark Knight, yes. Okay, going back to 2004. What
We're
movie
literally just going back year by year. I mean, this is getting harder.
Yeah, it's gonna get easier, I think. 2004.
Yeah. Okay.
Best Picture Oscar from 2004.
Best Picture. Was it?
Had to do with boxing.
Oh, boxing.
Yes.
Really? No.
I'm sorry. The time's up.
I don't know.
It was $1 Million Baby.
Oh, yeah. I only saw it once. Didn't really like it.
Do you know what film was number one at the box? You didn't like $1 Million Baby? What the hell's the matter with you? What film was number one at the box office in 2004? I'll give you a hint. It was an animated film.
Oh, that didn't help. Toy Story 2.
No, it was Shrek 2.
Oh.
Shrek 2.
I got the two part.
You did. How about 2000?
How about 2000?
Best Picture of 2000.
Was it? Well, it wouldn't have been Titanic because that was the year before. Was it The Hurt Locker?
No, it was Gladiator.
Oh,
Gladiator. Do you know what film was number one at the box office that year? It was a live action based on an animated thing.
Oh, geez. I got nothing. I don't know.
It was How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Never saw it.
How about 1996? Do you know the best picture from 1996?
Yes, that was the Jerry Maguire year, wasn't it? So let's see. Who won that year? It was
boring.
Yeah.
Elaine on Seinfeld hated it.
Oh, was it Schindler's List?
No, it was The English Patient.
Oh,
The
right.
English
We had
Patient.
that in. That was one of the answers our ones from last year. Or from last week.
Yes.
The
So
English Patient. Yeah.
in 1996, do you know what the number one film at the box office was? It was a big over the top.
Yeah. Let me think. That would have been. Was it Independence Day?
It was Independence Day.
All right, I got one.
Nice. All right, 1992. Best film at the Oscars from 1992. I'll give you a hint. It was a Western.
Oh, was it Unforgiven?
It was Unforgiven. Yes, correct.
Okay. And you want to know what topped the box office in 92?
What topped the box office in 92? It was a sequel. It was a superhero sequel.
Was it Batman Returns?
It was Batman Returns. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. All right, going back to 1988. Best film from 1988.
Good question. 88. I don't know.
Tom Cruise was in it.
Really? In a Best Picture?
Yep.
In 1988? Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't Top Gun. I know that.
No. It was Rain Man.
Oh,
Rain Man.
Oh, that was Levinson, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, do you know which the number one film at the box office was from 1988? Hint: we reviewed it recently on the podcast.
I don't remember. No, I have no idea.
It was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, jeez. I was just about to say never saw it, but wait.
You did. 1984. We're going back to 1984. You know the film that won Best Picture in 84?
No, I do not.
It was Amadeus. Yancey would know that one. He'd love that movie.
Right.
1984. Any idea what film was number one at the box office in 84? It was recently remade.
Ooh.
Very poorly.
Footloose.
Close. It was Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
1980. It's funny because I think if I took all the 80s and the 70s, you could name any year in there and I could tell you the Best Picture Oscar. I bet you.
Well, that's why you're better at this than I am.
I know.
Okay, 1980.
1980, best film.
The disco one. John Travolta. Saturday. I won't say Saturday Night Live.
No, it was a boring movie.
Saturday Fever.
No, it was a boring movie.
Chariots of Fire.
No, even more boring than that.
Ooh.
The year before Chariots of Fire.
It was, I don't know. No idea.
Robert Redford, no.
Oh,
Ordinary People.
Oh, I was going to say Out of Africa. I heard that was really boring.
1980. What's the number one film at the box office in 1980? This is an easy one.
Was it Empire Strikes Back?
It was Empire Strikes Back.
Yay!
Very good. It beat the runner-up by twice as much. The runner-up was 9-5.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, 1976. We're almost done.
1976.
Best film. I'll give you a hint. The best film and the number one movie at the box office were the same film.
Was it Rocky?
It was Rocky. So you got 2 points there. And then finally, 1972. Best film of 1972. Widely believed to be one of the greatest American films ever made.
Godfather.
It was The Godfather.
Nice.
Now, this is a tough one. It's a disaster movie that was number one at the box office.
Towering Inferno.
No, it was before that. It was the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah. I knew if you said disaster, like it has to be one of the two.
Jeez. So,
Okay.
All right. So I made it kind of hard for you. Pretty hard.
5, 6, 7.
I'm just going to go back
9.
here.
I only got 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8.
Oh.
I got 8. Either way, you don't get your copy of Batman number 516, unfortunately.
Ooh.
So I'm going to hang on to it a bit longer, apparently.
Thanks for listening to Pop Goes Your World. You can contact Chris and Derek at popgoesyourworld.com. Please take a minute and review the podcast on iTunes or wherever you download and listen to the show.